Trevor Bauer hangs out with Bill Cosby and O.J. Simpson. Did anyone really think he would be charged and have to go to trial? Hell no. A career in jeopardy. Should Trevor Bauer keep his mouth shut? And should he have spoken out at all this week? Let's discuss.
Pitcher Trevor Bauer will not face criminal charges over allegations of sexual assault.
Attorney's office.
According to the LA County District Attorney's Office, there was insufficient evidence to prove charges beyond a reasonable doubt. The 27-year-old woman accused Bauer of violently assaulting her during their sexual encounters in Pasadena last year. Bauer has denied any wrongdoing, saying the rough sexual encounters between the pair were consensual.
Trevor Bauer has been cleared of any criminal charges officially from the DA's office. However, he is not 100% done with this controversy. Major League Baseball is still completing their investigation. And there still could be disciplinary action from the MLB taken against Bauer. Here are some of the MLB standards. Bauer's entire baseball future is still up in the air. I'll be bringing you guys all the breaking news details about this when more comes out and decisions are made. So hit that subscribe button to get the news here as it comes. Here are the parts to this video. It's a complicated situation and may set the precedent for future players in the MLB down the road, depending on how MLB decides to ultimately handle it. So I appreciate you guys for being a part of this important conversation. So part 1 is Bauer's future. All the questions. Part 2, your guys' comments and reactions here on my last YouTube video. Part 3, over on my TikTok, even more MLB fans' reactions. Some wild comments over there. Finally, my thoughts on it, whether it's helping or hurting Bauer to have put his own statements out at this time. A similar high-profile case, and where does MLB go from here? Alright guys, so let's get into it first. All the questions. The biggest question is, will the MLB find him guilty of their own standards and suspend him? And if that does happen, that brings even more questions. For how long? A whole season? A year? Or forever? Will Trevor Bauer ever pitch for the Los Angeles Dodgers ever again? Will the Dodgers be wanting to let him go to a different team? If that's the case, will any other MLB teams want to touch him with a 10-foot pole? Or will anybody in the MLB want to touch him ever again? Is his baseball career over? Here's something MLB is trying to figure out right now. Is having Bauer play again in MLB going to be considered endorsing his behavior? From an optics perspective, it could be seen as that. But if he was found of no criminally wrong behavior, then why is this an issue? Or is he out of the woods? And Bauer will be back in blue in 2022. Trevor Bauer posted his official video statement on his YouTube channel this week titled The Truth. There have been 250,000 views thus far. If you haven't seen the full official video yet, it's 7 minutes long and the link is in my description box below. Just click the link and watch. So many MLB fans are commenting their thoughts and opinions and raising important questions. Here's a clip I posted on my TikTok account of Bauer detailing the allegations against him, calling it consensual but rough sex.
I had consensual sex with this woman on 2 occasions at my residence in Pasadena, during which we engaged in rough sex. This is something that she brought up. You know, we discussed it together and both agreed to engage in. We established rules and boundaries and I followed them. On both occasions, she consented beforehand when we established those boundaries. She also repeatedly consented during sex when I asked her multiple times if she was enjoying herself and if she wanted to continue. And in fact, she continued to direct me as to what she wanted in no uncertain terms. After we finished, on both occasions, we talked briefly, joked around, laughed, and went to sleep. Following our second sexual...
Here on our YouTube channel, the Improbable Podcast, we've had so many of you comment your thoughts. Reading through each of them, I appreciate you guys for taking the time to comment. And if you want to get in this very important discussion, comment below and I'll highlight your comment in the future video. Alright, let's jump into the YouTube comments. I asked this question: what do you guys think? And what does this mean for Trevor Bauer's future pitching for the Dodgers? Edward commented, distractions will continue for another year at least. Larry commented, I don't see Kershaw accepting Bauer as a teammate. Larry, I'm pretty sure you're not the only one thinking this. Glenn commented, the Dodgers should stand by their player. The Lakers stood by Kobe, and Kobe paid his accuser off and issued an apology. If you're a Kobe fan, but you want Trevor Bauer banned, you need to reevaluate your sense of logic. Big Blue asked, what is rough sex? Chief responded to him by saying, it's what your buddies give your wife. Oh man, that's gold. I think that comment wins the day. I really do. This is why we have the comment section. So you guys can grab your bucket of popcorn and just enjoy. JWWJ commented, congratulations Trevor for finally getting these bogus allegations dismissed by the DA and Pasadena Police Department. Well, J-Dubs, yes, he is released from all these allegations, but we gotta remember, MLB is still doing their investigation, so we'll see how this plays out. Shane commented, she's still going to get the money. Very sad. I don't know if she's getting the money or not. What do you guys think? Is she gonna get rich off this? Victor commented, his only error was trusting a foul female. We all make mistakes. I think this will humble him. He is young, and this experience will mature him.
You know, allegations as serious as these should be fully investigated and not adjudicated in the media.
And Josephina commented, pretty sure she got attached from the sex with him, and he didn't want to keep her, so she got enraged and wanted to try to ruin his life. Rick said, they have done the same thing to Supreme Court nominees, future presidents, etc. You are in the public eye. You need to walk a straight line, always. I couldn't agree with him more because we as fans hold celebrities on a higher pedestal. Omar commented, I really don't know what to believe. Did he not assault her while she was unconscious as reported by the police monitored phone call? E-Super said, serves you right for picking up women on Instagram for your roughhouse sex, dude. I mean, come on. I hope you learned that lesson.
Misinformation and false claims that have been circulated with absolutely no corroboration. Now, in August, the Los Angeles Superior Court reviewed a host of information and testimony, and after a 4-day hearing, denied a request for a permanent restraining order against me, as the court correctly found that there is no basis for this.
D-Dot commented, is he referencing cards at a camera? I don't like it. No need for this video unless he's trying to make himself feel better. Pretty sure people have already made up their minds after a year. Flying Pig responded to that by saying, that's the point of the video, for people who have made their minds up long ago. Without knowing the facts of the case, people who read only the biased headlines and immediately pass judgment. Well, Flying Pig, it's now in trial of the public opinion. Nick said, not trying to disrespect the Dodgers, but no way Bauer should go back to them. As soon as the accusations were out, they threw him under the bus and made everything worse when the team took all his stuff out of the team store, canceled his bobblehead night, multiple teammates unfollowed him and talked about him in the press conferences behind his back, and I think the best thing for him would be simply get a new start with a new team. Nick, well, we're going to see what happens. He may have that chance to start with a new team. Life commented, I supported Trevor Bauer from the very beginning and believed he was innocent. Way to go, Trevor. Glad the truth came out. Well, Life, there are a bunch of people who agree with you saying that they believed Trevor from the beginning, and then he got the other half of the people saying that they never believed him from the beginning. Chris commented, I want to believe him.
So I'd like to set the record straight on what actually happened. We also showered, separately, I might add, and without assistance, before going to sleep. And she chose to stay the night, both times, and left the following day without any incident or concern. And when she left, she certainly did not look anything like the photos that were later attached to her family court declaration and circulated by her lawyers to the media.
Larry commented, "What kind of man physically harms a woman to the point of physical injuries that then claims she asked for it? This creep has no shame." You guys can see Larry's comment had a bunch of responses on it, and this is just a few of them. Jose responded to Larry by saying, "The woman claiming she was so tortured spent not only the first night, but she came back for seconds and spent the night again." Yes, she did come back for a second night, and according to Trevor, it was on her own volition.
Now, while this is not the time or the place to address every single lie or falsehood that this woman or her lawyers made to the court, I do want to be crystal clear about a few things. I never punched this woman in the face. I never punched her in the vagina. I never scratched her face. I never had anal sex with her or sodomized her in any way. I never assaulted her in any way at any time. And while we did have consensual rough sex, the disturbing acts and conduct that she described simply did not occur.
This person responded to Larry by saying, "It appears she has put the bruises on her face afterwards. He is innocent, you buffoon." Well, Larry, your comment alone just went ahead and made a whole new comment section on this. So if you guys want to read the rest of the comments, go ahead and click the link in the description box below.
I'm sure that you've read a lot in the media on this matter, and I'm sure you've formed a lot of opinions as a result. As I mentioned, the majority of those reports are based on what the Los Angeles Superior Court has deemed to be a materially misleading petition.
And David said, "Now it's time for MLB to back off and let this man be. And it's time for the Los Angeles Dodgers and their fans to step up and show their support for this innocent man. You go, Trevor. Show them why they need you in the rotation." Big Johnson responded to that by saying, "His career is in Rob Manfred's hands, not the guy you want deciding your fate." Yes, Big Johnson, you are absolutely right. He is the commissioner of many nicknames. This person commented, "Clear as name, gold-digging liar. I hope she is held accountable for her actions." There's a lot of people who agree they want her to go ahead and pay for what she did. But this is why we're having a discussion, because there's a whole other half who disagree with this statement and believe that she's totally innocent.
It's extremely alarming to watch how quickly and willingly and knowingly certain members of the media have taken one side of a story and tried to convict me in the court of public opinion without having or choosing to report anywhere close to all of the facts. I've cooperated with the Pasadena Police Department's investigation, and my version of events has not wavered because it is the truth.
There's a lot of people who want him to get back to playing baseball. And there's also a lot of people who don't want him touching the field ever again.
Now, you may not be my biggest fan or agree with everything that I've said over the years, and that's okay. I'm not a perfect person. And if you want to judge me for engaging in rough sex with a woman that I hardly knew, that's okay too. In evaluating my life over the recent months, it's clear that I've made some poor choices, particularly in regards to the people that I've chosen to associate with. But I am not the person that this woman, her lawyers, and certain members of the media have painted me to be.
Now switching gears over to TikTok. If you haven't found us on TikTok yet, our social media links are below. You can find us there and follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. So here are some of the top TikTok comments. First, Julio said, "She was just trying to get paid. She caused us a World Series." There are a lot of Dodger fans who believe that this woman did cause the Dodgers a World Series, and there's also people believing that it's not the woman's fault, it's Trevor's fault. Michael commented, "Time to move on and put him back on the pitcher's mound." Outside Looking Inside 63 commented, "Back in blue in 22. Well, we're gonna have to just wait and see Chewbacca said, "Nah, I believe him. They had enough evidence. They would have pressed charges, especially in today's landscape. It was a setup for sure." George Rubio commented, "Good enough for me. Welcome back. Go Blue." Yeah, there are going to be many Dodger fans that are going to have no problem, open arms, welcoming back Trevor Bauer to help Dodgers get to the World Series. Chuck responded, "MLB hasn't closed the investigation, so." Cooper responded to that by saying, "MLB won't punish him for not committing a crime." Well, Cooper, that may be true and that may not be true. We're going to find out. But also, just because MLB won't do it doesn't mean the Dodgers themselves won't also keep punishing Trevor Bauer. Pablo626 said, "You sit and judge him?" User responded to Pablo by saying, "Yeah, I do, because I have a mom and sisters, and if someone did that to them, consensual or not, I judge, jury, and execute." Everyone has a right to how they feel. Judging him, not judging him, or her. We're all going to think differently about this, and we are definitely seeing that in the comments. Michael said he hangs out with Bill Cosby and O.J. Simpson. Mark responded by saying, "Did anyone really think he would be charged and have to go to trial? Hell no." Mark, there are a lot of people who thought he would definitely go to trial. This person commented, "A career in jeopardy." And once again, this is right. Trevor Bauer's career is in jeopardy because, once again, MLB is still doing their investigation, and the Dodgers still also have to make up their mind if they want to keep him on the team or release him. So why did Trevor release this YouTube video speaking out now at this time? My thoughts: A, he's been chomping at the bit to clear his name. Understandably, now the DA is not pressing charges, he is eager to get out there immediately and speak out about it. I can understand that. And B, I think his lawyers told him it'd be a good idea because he can sway what the MLB decides to do. What do I mean by that? Well, it reminds me of the Alec Baldwin shooting. Baldwin's still under investigation currently, but he's decided to come out with a public hour-long interview denying any wrongdoing. This is even though the investigation is still up in the air. Most likely, trying to get sympathy in the media and trying to shape the narrative. Granted, it's a very different kind of case. Bauer has already been cleared of criminal charges, but just in terms of being high-profile cases where it's deeply divided on who thinks he's responsible or guilty or not, and how he took it to the media before the investigation is totally done. But my question is, was that smart? Was it helpful? Is it doing what he hopes it's doing? Or is it backfiring? My opinion is that Trevor Bauer should not have spoken out this time. I think it's not helping the ultimate outcome. Why? I think he should have let the DA dropping the charges speak for itself. Less is more. If he wants to get back to pitching for the Dodgers, then let the MLB see that there are no criminal charges and that they may do the same and not issue any punishment. I think Trevor Bauer spoke out too soon and should have waited until it's completely done. I get him wanting to fully clear his name and defend himself. I get that. But the DA already said that there is not enough to charge him. That's my opinion. But overall, I don't think his statement will impact MLB's decision that much. I think a shorter statement might have been more helpful. If I was him, I would have said something much shorter like, "Today, the DA dropped charges. As I said from the beginning, all these allegations are false. We had consensual sex, end of story. I look forward to going back to playing baseball and thank you guys for your support." That's it. Short and sweet. That would have been much better received, I think. But let me know your guys' thoughts. And finally, where does Trevor's future go from here? There are just so many questions. We have to see how it plays out. So comment down below your thoughts on the future outcome with the MLB. Answer these two questions. 1. Do you think Trevor Bauer will be back in the Dodger Blue in 2022 this season pitching again? And 2. Do you think he should be? Whether he'll be back or if you think he should be, let me know your opinions and your reasons down below, and I look forward to reading your guys' comments. I'm Jesse with the Improbable Podcast. Thank you for being here, and shout out to the new subscribers: Mark, Javier, Randy, Thiago, Guitarlos Carlos, Danny, Tommy, Lorena, and Eric. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world. So I'm giving a shout out to each of you. Thank you so much. If you don't want to get benched this season, don't strike out. Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell. Thank you for watching the Improbable Podcast. Have an improbably awesome rest of your day.